forcing action. Like they're gonna run a tower and force the enemy to respond to it.
They have so much tower push. Medusa can siege towers. Jakiro Liquid Fire can siege towers. Jab's Exorcism can push towers. He's on the
He's good. He got the level 1 blink. I was waiting. I was like, is he gonna skill it? It looked like he might not, but I think he was expecting to be chain stun, so he didn't want to skill it unless he could.
Still good though.
Yeah.
30 seconds
Bit rough.
to battle.
Well done, my beauties.
Oh well, it's fine. It's fine. You get level 2 so quickly. It's whatever. Gosh, still fighting.
Yeah, it's OD. He's like, Whitemon's like, all right, I'm playing an OD. That's a strong hero, right? Usually this is the core. Be a little careful. The Ice Shard's block is there, and Whitemon, he's gone for the level 1 Arcane Orb. He may be the one giving up first blood here. A couple more right clicks. He's trying to deny himself in the Roshan pit, perhaps. No, he's going to juke his way out of there, but DJ perhaps predicting this one. Nice Jewel Breath from inside the pit, and Jabs gets him from inside as well with a nice last hit to finish it off.
I felt the torment in DJ's mind as a Tusk player. He's like, I really tag team. We can't get this kill unless I skill Ice Shots.
Ice Shot's lane not the worst, I guess.
It's pretty sad. They're so bad at level 1. The cooldown is so long and the duration is so short now at level 1. So he doesn't really do
secure
anything.
Range
Doesn't
creep.
let you
DJ's
trade.
like, I just gotta secure this range creep. I'm sorry, I gotta. Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god, he's so good.
Every 4 position stream, just keep farming range creeps, and you tell your offlane, sorry, we gotta make sure they don't deny it.
Get Marauder in your lane. I had to arrow the range creep, bro. It would have been denied.
It gave you solo XP. It's you're happy, right?
Oh, you think they give solo XP?
No, yeah, I was about to say in pro games, sure. In pubs, yeah, about that. You're enough
pro
player.
games?
You
I don't
too
know. Yeah, okay, so Moss Snapfire, if there's a lane that's gonna be able to pressure this move, so it's probably them. I think they should be trying to be aggressive. It's just kind of sad a little bit because Jakiro is so anti like your right click, right? You're gonna use your spells. It's not gonna do that much. Maybe Raven even buys a raindrop. Only it just feels really difficult to go on there. I think Jakiro is such a good defensive support and aggressive support in that sense.
See how his game goes. It's going to be a perhaps different build from Zhao. He's, initially was maybe thinking of prioritizing the Ice Path more with the OD pick, but no offlane OD, so instead gonna have to look to fight fire with fire down in the bottom lane. Mid lane, we've got the Quap versus Kunkka matchup. I feel like I've seen this matchup so many times. It's one where there is kill threat from, particularly the Queen of Pain, but a lot of the time it just ends up with Kunkka's going back to farm the jungle and use X to heal up by TPing back to base.
Yeah, I think if that far maxes her nuke, which it seems like she's going for, she's skilled Scatterblast and Cookie, then any X setup from Carl is gonna, Queen is not an especially tanky hero, so she should easily die, especially with all his 6.
Okay.
I also think it's hard for Fnatic to TP type of gang. They'd have to, Tusk would have to be really on the ball to save with Snowball, but if they're in the river, I think it's hard for him to get there fast enough to save.
The lanes we haven't talked too much about. Top lane, some early action with the tag team here. DJ's hit level 2, so they're going in and pressuring Gabby. Seen a few times where they just run at Gabby and really seem to be doing a good job bullying him, and part of that to me seems to be 5 position OD. What should we be expecting from this hero? Is this a good support?
I don't know. I'm curious as the skill build he's gonna go as well, because I think OD is so annoying when he has max Arcane Orb, right? Because it's cooldown when it's maxed. It does so much damage. It's a really good trading tool. A lot of ODs, even if they're going Meteor Hammer and then Astral build, they would get a point in Arcane Orb at level 1 just because it's so much damage. It's so annoying, and I feel like in lane, maybe having 2 points in it just lets him be this absolute bully, especially against a DP. Or if he's just gonna max Astral.
Now they're doing what they can to run at Gabby once again. Japs is getting a little bit low here, but has the Spirit Siphon, so he'll heal himself up through it all. Wraith King constantly getting harassed down low. Does have his helm coming out in the career, so that's gonna make his lane a bit easier. Fnatic rotates supports around the mid lane. Daniel making sure they secure some of those water runes, and it looks like Kunkka will get the top one if he wants it. Ella's gonna maybe beat him there with the blink.
That was
Kind of sad.
perfect.
Carl already used his TP back to base with X marks as well, so he has an empty bottle, no TP, super low on resources. He only has the 3-minute bounty to fall back on if he needs.
TPs are expensive these
Radiant's
days.
courier
100 gold.
has
They
been
are,
killed.
yeah.
The ones you love.
See, it's not an
his
issue because you're
support
like,
dies.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
he doesn't want to buy one necessarily, but he may just have to. He's got boots coming out, but he may just have to walk back to base here. Swap, starting to get an edge in this mid lane.
Like, White Mon, go die for me. Bottle.
Yep. Deny yourself to Roshan or something.
Yeah. This is kind of sad right now. Carl is farming a camp in the jungle 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is going to give Armel solid farm, and I imagine experienced lead as well. The Kunkka does get the stack off, but it's still tough times for him. While just having a complete free mid lane while all of this goes on.
I know where this
Almost
was
dying.
good.
Whoa. Oh, okay. Fairy fire to not die to Newts. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, top lane. They found Whitemon. This should be a kill now with the Ice Shard block. He goes for the TP out. It's going to be close whether he makes it. And the tag team damage is too much with level 2 tag team.
I think the lanes are in really good position for carries though. Like Maz is refarming and all, and also having a pretty good game, but like Gabby is under his tower, Raven's under his tower. Like they're both very safe and very happy. Like we talked about how Maz Snapback potentially pressure Medusa, but I think for the most part she's just been right in front of her tower or under it, where she's.
R comes back mid, but instantly gets blinked on, and both supports are here. Does throw the ghost ship just to stop DJ going for any kind of an Ice Shard tag team, but ghost ship being committed. Still not sitting on half health here, so he's, you know, he's healthy enough, but he is not having a fun time mid.
Oh lord!
I think ask your supports for help, yeah. But why, then you suddenly you have this level 3 OD coming, you're like, wait, why is an OD coming to my lane? This hero doesn't gank? I'm a little concerned, like what's this OD meant to do here? Under-leveled support OD doesn't feel the scariest.
Yeah, last game you had all these nice setups into a Marana arrow, so even if you won the strongest hero yourself, you have this combo that enables everyone.
Dire's middle tower is
Now
under
you're staying
attack.
with an Odie and nothing to follow. Like, what are you ashling into? A torrent? You know, I think could do a cookie into it. It just doesn't feel as strong.
Dire's
Get the
middle
tier 1 mid tower
has fallen.
7 minutes in with a siege creep. That's pretty uncommon these days that you see teams take a tier 1 mid that early. That really goes to show how much of an edge they had. Bottom lane, Raven in some trouble. Zephyr finds him farming, but the mana shield may be just enough to keep him alive. He needs another scatter blast, but doesn't have the cooldown and can't chase him down. And said Zephyr may be in some
Dire's
trouble here.
middle tower is
Daniel
under
shows up on the
attack.
Jakira, but he'll be okay.
So after I mentioned that the lane controller is really good for both
Radiant's
carries,
bottom tower
at that
is under
moment,
attack.
Raven's lane pushed up really hard in front of Cuckoo's tower, and then he maintained the creep wave there for like the past minute and a half, 2 minutes. So they were able to just really punish since they committed both of their supports to go tower. Good on T1 for taking the most of that. Mars is having a free game, really free game.
Considering how mid's going, it's probably good news for T1 that some of the side lanes are going a little better. Kunkka's still farming all right, getting levels, but having lost that mid T1 tower so early, that could be problematic. I mean, as far as Fnatic goes, I mean, you take this T1 mid tower, what are you looking to achieve off of that following getting a T1 mid? What's kind of next in terms of their game plan?
I think the standard flow chart is always to just take the safe lane tower and the mid lane tower. You know, whatever one comes first, but you go for the other one after. They're doing it now. Wow.
Yeah, they may do that and try to get a Gabby kill along the way. They kill him once, can they kill him a second time? DJ has a snowball. He's going to look to snowball them all in. Armel and the Cop not going into the snowball, but they've got the extras, and there's the arena catching him. Over committing perhaps, and Gabby's still alive on the Wraith King. Has the one charges as well. Armel's Quap needs it. Blink. It's up in 5 seconds time and goes for the TP out. The cookie is going to be just off the mark, but the banish from the Astral is there, and the spear follows it up. Blink potentially there, but the X is going to stop Armel from using it. So great punish from T1.
Really, really good. When you're behind and you're feeling rough, you have to commit bodies. They're pushing 5 bodies. You respond like that and really great. Like 3 kills. Your safe lane tower is good. You don't want this to go down if you're when you already lost mid.
Gabby. Yeah, he's actually gonna, he's fine. He TP's out. They didn't have the damage to kill him before the TP goes, so he knew what he was doing. It was like, okay, he just died there and he goes back to farm and instantly gets gone on, but he had an escape.
Dire's top tower.
Whitemon saved there as well with the Astral, but it does mean that your carry is now no longer protecting your tower. They don't have a support that can kind of sit in the lane either. Whitemon doesn't protect his tower the same way a Treant protector does for Grimstroke or Wyvern. Heroes that can safely kind of poke it away from
Radiant's
far.
middle tower
Whitemon's just gonna have to back off or he will die.
Dire's structures are fortified.
It's like they'll be giving this up to Fnatic, who have a clear decision to play a bit more aggressive here in game number 2, but T1 who is smoking up, trying to make their move to come defend his top lane. Zephyr on the Snapfire's hit level 6, so he's got the Mortimer's Kisses, and they can maybe find a kill of some sort. Kunkka as well, he's invis on the Mars with an armlet, so he's going to be a very tanky frontliner and dish out a lot of damage with that God's Rebuke if he can catch a hero or two in. Walking to a sentry, so they're going to see him coming, but it may be too late. Kunkka already has the arena, but he gets stunned up before he can spear into it. Nice snowball as well. Kunkka misses the spear, unfortunately, because of the nice snowball save. Gets us do some good damage, but it's not enough, and Kunkka going to go down. Can't armlet toggle through all the damage over time, and Armel on the Quap gets a Sonic Wave off, needs to try and bottle his way through this when he's on 10 health. He's still alive for now, has a blink after the X. He gets out of it. Is there a cleave? There is, just in time from Carl. Found the right angle for it. T1 though lose this fight. Luckily Carl makes a really nice play to get the Tidebringer cleave to get the Quap. Otherwise it would have been an absolute disaster. It's still a big win for Fnatic here in the top lane though. All off his DJ's tusk save.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
really
attack.
Sad. It's super hard to fight with an invis rune like that. They smoked in their jungle, like T1 smoked their supports in their jungle to go top because they wanted to make this defense play. And I think that play is fine and good. But they didn't bring Kunkka into it. Kuku's relying on this invis rune in a lane where, I mean, they're playing so many heroes on both sides. They both have sentries. I think it's not good to assume this invis rune is work out, and yeah, Fnatic really nice heads up play to kind of
Dire's top tower
stop him in his tracks, basically make his arena worthless. Kind of sucks he missed. Oh.
Yeah, by the time he threw it, the slow had worn off, and the element of surprise was definitely no longer there. Unfortunately, yeah, the arena gets wasted, which also meant the kisses got wasted because I think Zephyr was relying on that arena to blow him up. So quite the execution they were hoping for, and Fnatic off of that maybe going to try finally finish off this tier 1 top tower. They've had to work for it, but it does feel like they're finally about to get there. Well, all this has been going on too. Raven on the Medusa has been farming away. He's not quite on par with the Wraith King, but it does feel like he's in a pretty good place to do Medusa things come mid-game time.
They might take top tower, but Gabby got blocked.
Dire's top tower.
That opens up the Radiant jungle for him to play in. He'll probably swing between the hard camp and the triangle and farm that sort of area. Meanwhile, it would make more sense on like kind of playing the hard camp like closer to mid. Because then you you just farm that up. You kind of be a body. Like someone should be a body for Gabby to farm safely. And then you can like look towards hitting a timing that allows you to take a play onto the mid tower. That's probably going to be like, I'm not sure what Kunkka would go. Okay, he's going BKB instead of Blink. So their timing's going to be a little delayed on like hit the tower spike. But yeah, at any point they could probably just decide to make a strong and just
Ups the initiation. The blink is going to come from, Gabby's Wraith King, because put it queued up before any kind of a Desolator, which he's not even got in mind for now. But before that happens, Fnatic Port's smoking through. They're going to find Whitemon here. Snowball on through. And they catch this OD. They get the Ice Shot block. There's an Ice Path, which is going to miss the follow it up. He turns with the Sands Eclipse, and DJ will be thrown to the wolves here.
Good on Whitemon. That was really good. breaking smoke, making sure that Gabby is just...
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It wasn't the scariest of ganks coming his way, just the two supports, and T1 realized that they're like, oh yeah, we'll turn this one around quite
Dire's
happily.
top tower is under attack.
Yeah, that's a good point. What were they hoping for? Because they must know that Gabby's the one kind of playing down here. What is a Jakiro and a Tusk gonna do to a Wraith King? 2,000 health.
Yeah. Pretty sure he could probably just take them 1 versus 2 there.
Yeah. Like, okay, you go through 1 life, so what?
But do you think Fnatic need to be aggressively making these moves, or are they okay to kind of sit back when they've got a Medusa? Like, it does seem like compared to last game, they're trying to be a lot more aggressive.
I think they made the right plays, which was to take rid of the safe lane tower and mid tower. Because now they kind of can do whatever they want. Whether that's to play defensively or offensively, like they have
Radiant are
the enemy's jungle is more open. There's no mid tower, so they could make a play into the triangle if they wanted to. I think they're chilling with Raven farming. Good. But at least you're not like constricted, right? At least like you never want to be in this position where all the enemy towers are up and your carry's trying to farm their triangle and like no one on your team can get out on the map, because then you're taking your carry's farm and space away from them, right? Instead of being able to farm an enemy camp or something, farming maybe one of your camps, and then that's just something that you're taking away from.
Well, then on the T1 side, you've got this Wraith King who maybe doesn't match up amazing against Medusa late game, but Gabby is still very farm. Where's T1 looking to go with their game plan? And right now they're looking pretty good with a 2k gold lead. Are they just waiting for some of these items? What's next for T1?
It's really hard to say because no one's building an IM that kind of progresses the game the way that like Mars was linked. Carl on Kunkka and Kudu on Mars are both going for BK. That's going to be their timing. They're going to want to take a fight with those for sure. But I think they can fight before them. Still have that combo with the kiss. Yeah,
especially when maybe they can play reactionary. We saw that top of the tier 1. It's like, okay, if they dive us, we'll happily go on them, but also they can go aggressive. Unfortunately, they plant a ward on top of an enemy one, so that kind of reveals their position in the smoke. So attempted maneuver, and they're going to actually continue to invade. They're going to the triangle here. Raven may get caught out if he's not careful. Tingen, though, maybe thinking he can play as bait. With DJ Singh behind him, there's that potential snowball save. Seems like Fnatic are responding.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I think he was considering it. It's like, oh yeah, we get this wraparound on Raven. Triangle, sure, but Raven doesn't die quick enough. You're gonna throw the kisses on him, but if anyone gets the response, if Tusk is near, suddenly it all goes gray, Raven gets all. They're kind of like really deep in the... Fnatic still have their tier 1 top tower up, so people can punish, right? And T1 don't have that sort of post tower to get.
I think that's come up for Fnatic is this BKB on Death Prophet, which is why they smoked up looking for a fight. They're kind of trying to bait their Medusa up top, but they have to show themselves to D-Ward, and now here comes T1, smoked up themselves, seeing what they can find. They've got a nice ward here. They see these heroes. They go jabs here. They get the spear for the snowball save. Gets him the BKB off. Jabs would have been first if not for that great play from DJ to turn this fight around. They want the Wraith King, but he's got 2 lives here, so they'll get the first with ease. Can they get the second? There's no Ice Blast. It's still uncalled up for a couple of seconds, and with the dual breath missing, Gabby will get away from this. Jabs has 1 Spirit Siphon left. He gets speared out of there, so Gabby actually gets out alive for now. They try and chase him down, but unfortunately for Fnatic, some of their spells were just a couple seconds away. If they had an Ice Path, they maybe could have killed the Wraith King a second time, but just a little bit on cooldown.
Yeah, this is
Radiant's
sad when your carry's your initiator, but Fnatic, like he doesn't have a BKB, right? So he just goes in. There's this nice save with the snowball, and then he just gets super controlled up. Can't kill anyone. It's I feel like their fights are just difficult until Kuku is able to get a blink of Mars, because then he can start on everyone, and then Wraith King can kind of find the target he needs to.
Very much like this moment of excitement. They're like, oh, we see this Death Prophet. She has BKB, but we can kill her because she's under vision, and yeah, the snowball save came in, but I guess, yeah, good news for T1 is they don't really lose anything. I mean, the Snapfire dying afterwards was kind of unrelated, but keeping the Wraith King alive and they go back into their, you know, their farming patterns. They're back into the passive, you know, let's farm our part of the map while they farm out. Well, let's farm their side of the map while we farm, you know, while they farm ours. Both teams kind of farming their triangles and farming the enemy jungle for now.
Radiant are scanning.
I think it's much nicer for T1 if, say, Kunkka is able to initiate and then... Because if he arenas and spears, say, like, oh, no.
He's under a ward. He walks into an ice path now as well. The Macropie, can they do this with the damage they've got? Armel misses the Sonic Wave because of a great Astral Imprisonment. Daniel on the backlines on the Jakiro trying to get some more damage up, but Kuku's just tanking his way through this one, but can't armlet toggle his way out of that. Carl could be next, but he's going to BKB, so he should be fine here, but they're going to force him to use it. Cookie as well to get him back to safety, so they get the Mars kill in the end. Fnatic fighting under a ward and getting some decent results, but they're not going to be able to get this tier 2 tower because it's full health and it's being glyphed up. They have to back off, it looks like.
Gabby didn't take part in that fight at least, so he's farming away bot, trying to get his beat. I feel for him. Like, you want to go for your Deso, but you can't because it's impossible to fight into all the kite. Like, Jakiro kites you so hard. Tusk helps kite you so hard. You're getting daggered, you're getting siphoned, everything hurts, everything is slowing you. I think it's really hard for Wraith King to navigate these fights without BKB. He has to forego damage items for that.
Fire and ice.
Yeah, and for going damage items against Medusa, that to me says you're gonna really struggle to kill this Medusa.
Exactly, I just don't see where the damage source comes from that cuts through her, especially when you're trying to do it in the timing of a... I just don't see a world where she gets chain stunned for long enough where you stop her from getting...
Definitely can arena this Medusa. She's not going BKB as you would expect, but the issue is you can't arena these other heroes because Quap as well as Death Prophet, the other two cores, both do have BKB. So Kuku's options to initiate on are going to be a little bit limited when it comes to this arena.
Maybe they're able to catch them by surprise. Like to finish my thought from earlier, it's a nice world where Kunkka is able to say arena Quap and pin him and then forces everyone else to kind of react, and then Wraith King can see his target, right? And then initiate on who he wants to. Because right now, when no one else has initiation, Wraith King is forced to jump in first.
Radiant's bottom
That feels
tower
bad.
is under attack. Radiant structures
Then
are
he's just in the...
fortified.
Everyone's eyes are on him. He's like, all your damage. And he doesn't even have that much damage.
See if the status quo changes anytime soon with these BKBs. Now, Gabby will have that, but it's kind of a similar story to the last game where the Radiant team with that Roshan control are just going to walk their way in. Fnatic going to find this uncontested Roshan. They see Gabby's Wraith King with the illusion, so they even have a pretty good idea that this is perfectly safe right now. Smoke from T1 is coming, but it looks like it's going to be a little bit too late, and that means Aegis onto Armel's Queen of Pain, so T1, too late to the party.
Fight. They're like surrounding Armel right now. But they don't
Yeah,
see
like,
him.
yeah, he's gonna get caught on by just BKBs. Has the Aegis as well. Zephyr's gonna TP. I was about to say Armel, you'd think with BKB TP out, but no, it's the Snapfire TPing out. Armel wants to fight. He may use his BKB, but he's still got the 2 lives to play around. Looks like Fnatic just gonna disengage, play it safe. They've lost DJ's Tusk, so I think the call is, okay, we don't have that save, and this BKB Quap is on cooldown. Let's just chill.
I think Kunkka has his BQ flying up to him now. Only feels pretty good. I think it's been kind of sad for him when he keeps trying to initiate and getting like stunned up as he does. I just want a clean initiation because he has to walk in. I like that Zephyr's been black a bit in terms of the they're going for a pick off. He has his shard now.
Well done, my beauties.
Thank God. Quick way.
Wraith King's so happy for this. Like, okay, someone else can go first. I mean, it feels like in some ways Fnatic have been the ones more in control in terms of, you know, controlling Roshan, making plays, playing on the enemy side of the map, but say that Normal in the mid lane may get picked off here with the Aegis.
Dire's top tower.
He loses his first life. He's going to BKB for a second, but what I was going to say is T1 have themselves a 3k gold lead. They're actually, you know, out farming. Even though the Medusa's top of the net worth, they've got more overall farm. Do you feel like either team has an edge right now, or is it similar to the last game where just how this next team fight or two goes is going to be the deciding factor?
Bounty!
It reads to me that Fnatic's spells are just stronger. That's why T1 has just been hard farming. That they've been farming for so long. Now they have BKBs.
Too top. DPC to take a fight, but he doesn't use his BKB. Does get bailed out by the Astral. That's going to make him get out of this one for now. He's still got the arena, but Jabs is just running at him with the ultimate, the Exorcism, doing some good physical damage, but it's just not enough to burst through him. Zed's Kroll's Kunkka getting low, but none of these heroes are going down. Gabby's trying to be careful. He's in the front lines all alone. The kisses coming from the trees. Raven still has his Stone Gaze, and he's going to commit it to look to bring down Gabby with the Skadi Slow. It's not going to be enough in the trees as the OD for White One. He gets stoned up, and Zephyr not far off. May just have to try blink his way back to safety, but he can't do that with the Shadow Strike on him. He gets a nice cookie kill on a DJ, though. And Zephyr may end up going down, but he does get a nice kill on his way out as Fnatic will secure the top tier 2 tower. Raven's Medusa is starting to look a little bit unstoppable, Sheepa. That's got to be a bit concerning for T1.
Yep, I was not expecting Mars to get saved there and not... Like, he didn't use Arena. I thought he was going to use Arena. I don't know if he was just like, oh yeah, they have BKBs. I would waste Arena if I used it here. Like, if he wanted to try and get out and then do E-initiation, but he doesn't have flames, so it's kind of difficult. I'm not really sure what he was thinking. Maybe he wanted to Arena and spear, but like really quickly, but he accidentally speared first and thought, okay, this... You know, I'm not sure. But it seemed like a little bit messy there. Like, they didn't really have a good idea. It felt like they committed on T1, but, like, Cuckoo wasn't committing. It was a whole... Medusa. We might see it later. Kunkka's going for Assault Your Ass.
Yeah, maybe at the end of the fight, but even you see Gabby still not going for any kind of death, so has a Skadi queued up. So it looks like they're just trying to outlast this Medusa when it comes to these team fights, so... We'll see where things.
You think he's actually gonna buy the Moonshard? Got it queued up.
Okay. Alright.
Radiant
Gabby getting
scanning.
creative with the Wraith King build. I like it.
Hit fast? Burn more mana from Medusa?
Nice. Which like, doesn't help your Mortal Strike.
Invisibility!
That's true.
One area where attack speed doesn't. But yeah, you still hit hard. Still a lot of damage output with a moon. Just lurking around, but not really thinking he can kill.
I'd like to see T1 make a move at and take them tower, even if it's evading the end. Pressuring its slip. I'm not sure the best way to take it, and I'm not sure whether they're worried that they react really hard on Fnatic. It just feels bad to have it up for so long. Especially going into the next Roche, which it may start respawning in around 3 minutes from now. When the mid tower's up, it just makes Fnatic's game so much easier. You want mid to be pushing into your enemy to make them have to respond and show on it. It makes your like roaching so much easier, safer. You know, they can buy back TP to the mid tower. Like, for the Roche fight, there's so many more options for a team that has a mid tower up when you're contesting Roshan. So if they're able to get it down, it will make the next Roche much easier to try and contest.
Particularly bad if they don't have their outposts as well, which Fnatic's got control of. So no TP locations around the Roshan pit for T1. They've made it close. Jabs in the mid lane. Cuckoo goes in. It's the Blink Dagger timing, but Jabs, he survived through it and gets the Exorcism off as well, some Spirit Siphons, but does die before he can heal himself back up. EJ tried to go in to save him as well, but it's going to be 2 dead on the Fnatic side. T1 have found a way to win a fight and also get themselves this T1 mid, and all it took was this Blink Dagger timing. Cuckoo finally got the blink on the Mars, and it did wonders.
Middle tower has fallen.
My god, oh my god, I've been so sad all game watching Cuckoo play. Like, I feel his pain. Look at that. Blink instantly paying off.
Fortunately, even with those two heroes dead, Medusa is still a very strong, sturdy way to plop a hero in front of a tower to defend it. So 3 versus 5. Raven says, yeah, no problem. We can defend this tower. We can stop them taking over, you know, outside of the map and setting up for a potential Roshan a minute from now.
I think DP wasting Exorcism is great for T1 if they want to try and take advantage of it. I think there's a chance they could pressure bot tier 2. But they need to make sure that they're set up top in the next. Because when Roche has the potential to start respawning, it's really imperative that you have map control of some kind in top lane. You want to like make sure wards are dewarded from the enemy. You want to set up your own on like cliffs or something. Make sure you're setting yourselves up to fight around your wards. Maybe you want to start preparing for a smoke, so you can fight, spawn, translate into the Roche. I mean, there's a lot to set up. It's very important. I think if Fnatic get this Aegis, that's going to be the Aegis they use to close out the game.
See if they can secure that or not. As you mentioned, T1 may just try and pressure this bottom lane. They're doing that with the Snapfire, just split pushing, so
is under attack.
Forcing Fnatic to come back and keep defending.
That's nice, because that's what you want to do. And Zephyr's TPing now, because as soon as Pop shows, you're like, okay, we force a reaction, let's go make a move. Now they're taking the jungle back.
Hope stays much longer down this bottom lane. May want to just push one more wave and then rejoin up with the team, because Roshan, yeah, it can respawn anytime. We're going to see how long it is. It's 2 minutes 7 seconds, so a bit of a long Roche respawn. Something the teams will not be aware of, but at the same time, I don't think either team is going to be boldly walking into Roshan like we saw Fnatic did last time, because this time around, Roche number 2, both teams ready to contest it.
Now we have those split wards. Very defensive. On T1, they'll be playing around this ward a lot. Meanwhile, Fnatic don't currently have very good Roche ward set down. No one's got a ward outside the pit. They'll put one down on the cliff. That's a pretty strong ward if they have like good blink initiation to take advantage of it. Otherwise, it's kind of rough. Because like Fnatic don't really have a blink stunner like Mars, right? So if they see someone on that ward, it's like, oh.
Are scanning.
Charging in, T1. They had the smoke, but nice reaction from Jabs. He gets the BKB off, but use that wears off. Kunkka's going to be looking for him with the arena, and they've got the Scatter Blast to sign him up. Nice snowball. Keeps him alive a little bit longer, but he's still going to be rolling himself in. As Armel goes in the front lines, looks for the Sonic Wave kill, but they've instantly lost Jabs dead from it. Doesn't get a chance to Exorcism here. Banish onto the Medusa just to stop her from dishing out damage as T1 buy back. And TP Carl out with the BKB. Kunkka is low in the trees, but he's going to blink TP out himself, so Daniel goes fishing with an Ice Path, but doesn't find him. Nice drop by T1 just to get out and take their spoils back to kind of reset.
I was surprised that fight went so well for them when Jabs got BKB off. I was like, surely this must suck. the arena felt somewhat wasted too, but I don't think Medusa used Stone Gaze or anything. Yeah, so maybe
Well,
it's
she
hard for her to get into the
just
fight.
got like astraled and ignored. Like she started right-clicking people and then got astraled. They just kind of ran away from her.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That's great. Okay, so nicely played then from T. Because yeah, as I was saying, they had a ward on the cliff from Fnatic, but like if they show on it on T1, there's no real way for the Fnatic to take advantage of that. You're approaching them from a low ground, which I think puts you at disadvantage in general.
Middle tower is under attack.
So I like T1's point of aggression is way easier to execute.
Have wards scattered around this Roshan. 2 cliff wards and a mid lane ward. So they are really prioritizing this next fight around Roshan. And basically being able to scat any of these heroes to jump them, as we've seen how crucial that can be. So see both teams posturing now. Roshan has respawned. Definitely something that both teams will be aware of, because it was that long respawn. Gonna know what's up now, and we'll see if either team dares make a move to go for that Roshan. Does feel like it's going to take some kind of pick off first, and that's what Fnatic have in mind. They smoke up, they scan the high ground, they know nobody's there initially, but Carl himself in the mid lane. They're going to see this X, I believe. Are they going for it? They're going for the backlines. They want the OD first. That's the save, so they take out the OD. And now maybe they just walk into the Roshan pit. If OD doesn't fight back, they could just get themselves Roshan.
Middle tower is under attack.
awkward, yeah. It was nice control of them to not go for the Kunkka because they saw the X and they were like, oh, we could go on him.
OD, Roach is getting low here. T1's got to go soon. They have the buyback as well as the outpost there. Jab's committing the exorcism on the front lines here, and with the ice path, it's blocking Gabby. He does get pushed out of the ice shard. Back to safety for now. He's getting very low in his first life. There's a nice stone gaze from the Medusa on the front line, trying to deal with Carl, who's running in on that Kunkka, trying to finish off DJ, who's using the spider legs to get back to the high ground. Great juking from the Tusk, and they just take out the Kunkka. She got baited in. The spider legs be too much to deal with, and they get Roach, and as the kisses come, a little bit too late. Raining on in, looking for the DJ kill, but very close to getting him. DJ will survive his way through it.
You were watching two separate fights happening. You were watching what was happening on the left. I was watching Jab single-handedly zone two heroes. He killed Gabby's first life by himself. And then the Cuckoo Mars blinked on him to try and then deal with him. And then Jab's like, what, bro? I still have my BKB. And he just runs Cuckoo out of the fight as well. They're both super low health. Cannot fight into this DP. She completely walls them out. And that enables them to kill Carl on the other side of the fight.
Very well executed from Fnatic. And get rewarded with this shard as well as Aegis now with a Medusa that is sitting almost basically kind of 6-slotted at this point with the Aegis. Doesn't have much room to kind of progress. You can maybe swap out the treads at some point for something else, but Fnatic are well and truly online and will be probably pressing forward to take over the dire side of the map with this Aegis, and they're already smoked up. They don't have Medusa with them though, so they're going to be a little bit careful here, but they get the high ground clip forward. They're looking for that initiation, but Armel and the Quap unable to, well, not really the best initiating hero to begin with, unable to really do a whole lot.
I was pretty disappointed in how T1 took that fight. Sadly, felt getting split up like that is horrible in the first place. Yeah, there's a point on Fnatic, but I'm not... I feel like that shouldn't have happened in the first place if you're going on different people. I also expected Whitemon to the buyback instantly as soon as they knew that the Roche was being tested. Him waiting his entire respawn timer is kind of
under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Usually it's like, especially as a 5, like that's the hero, like if you're a carry, yeah, maybe you don't want to buy back, but 5 position who's saved, not buying back. Definitely a little bit greedy.
Yeah, because the biggest weakness I see in Fnatic's draft is that they don't have Blink Stun. Their initiation is very awkward.
Radiant's top tower.
Meanwhile, T1 have a clear goal in mind. We blink in with Mars, we Arena, we Sphere, we blink in with Snap, we Scatter Blast and stun them, right? They have so many ways to just jump and stun and go. Fnatic don't have that at all. They kind of rely on T1 to put themselves out of position and kind of try and get Raven into the middle of the ult and be a problem.
Thought, I mean, in that last fight, you were kind of keeping eyes on Jabs, and that was like their initiation, was this death problem. Like, I'm just going to run at them with exorcism. Not really an initiation, but it did something. As here we're going to see initiation from the Mars. With Spear on the Medusa, but I don't think they have nuts on the tier you want to be going on. It's Jabs perhaps on the death problem, but he's going to BKB as well as multiple Spirit Siphons to keep them nice and healthy. Zone them well away, but with the BKB wearing off, Kunkka's trying to experiment on Arena with the Kisses to follow up. The damage raining down on the Jabs. He can't survive his way through it. DJ couldn't find a good line to get a snowball save off, and as a result, they've lost the death prompt, but killed the Mars in the process, and Raven going to turn around with the break. Take out Gabby's first life. Do they look for a second kill? The Ice Blast is going to be there, waiting for him on the respawn. Kunkka is there with the buyback on the Mars. They want to take this fight. Raven's going low here. He's got the Aegis still to play around, but he's out of mana, so he's just going to try fight his way through this one. It up, being controlled here. They don't have a good way to keep Raven alive, but Januel says this Ice Blast will have to do. And it get him back to safety. Raven wants to keep this Aegis for now. Looks like Fnatic with the buyback from Tusk will be okay. They get out of this one. They don't get racks, but they don't really take too many casualties.
That was pretty decent defense. It feels sad for your offlaner to buyback, but overall,
Radiant are scanning.
Kind of clean.
Yeah. What, the Tusk buyback? That's the support who's just like, okay, I'm going to insta buyback to make sure this goes okay. Whereas, yeah, for T1, buying back on a cord never feels particularly good when you're defending high ground, especially when you don't get any kills out of it.
Yeah, it's a shame they couldn't take the Aegis. I think if they took the Aegis, they could get a win, because get the game back into it. but now Raven's... it's gonna expire in 30 seconds, so you're fine.
The dusk is always ready for
I think that's where Fnatic was like, well, we're not getting Rax here, and Rax isn't going to be a game changer. Let's just back off and reset. We'll see. Take another look at the fight here. They speared in the Medusa, and then it was just jabs just walking all over him. When he's got that BKB exorcism up, they just have to run away from him. But luckily, they could kind of bide their time, wait for the arena cooldown to come out with the BKB wearing off, and then the kisses to finish off the Death Prophet. Nicely done to play around the BKB of the Death Prophet.
Yeah, super good. You kill the Death Prophet, that's the whole gone guy that splits up your fight. So that was nice. Now they kind of have free choice of what they want to do on the map because the fight over. They did manage to take tier 2 mid, so they are able to take outposts if they want bot. They're not like super desperate to take bot tier 2 or anything. It would be nice to kind of push that in and take it. They can definitely push in bot lane and force a reaction there. Then maybe they can make like a smoke play top. But it's all up on them and how strong they feel like they. I think when we covered Team Spirit's games, they were like the best team at showing when they were playing, like when I felt they were strong. Took so many fights, I was just like, no way.
Like the other team just got Aegis and they just run into them. Gabby runs into a bit of a tough spot. The Ice Shard's blocking him in, so he'll lose his first sight here. Can they go for the second kill here? DJ finds a snowball target, but doesn't hit Gabby as he comes out of the reincarnation. They are going to blink forward here. He goes for the BKB TP out. I don't think he timed it. Oh, they didn't have a stun. The Walrus Punch was just a little bit too far away. The BKB actually wore off, but luckily there was no disables left.
They didn't have any. They don't have any like yield. All very aggressive items. Going Ags and Refresher, and he's just being super utility. I wouldn't even be surprised to see him queue up a Hex or something off and finish it.
He's very pesky because of he's got level 25, so the Ghost Ship fleet with the Torrent Storm. There's a lot of control coming out from this Kunkka if you're not getting BKB.
I think it's weird though. Like, if you look at his talents, he didn't go any of the Torrent talents. Level 20 he went the Cleave. Level 15 he went the Strength. I don't think the Strength or anything bad, but when you're going this Axe build and stuff, it's kind of odd that you're not getting the 20 talent.
Well, that was a
little pick up on DJ's tusk there. Not biggest of kills, but he is dead for a little while. You know, it's the intentional feed because it was his dieback, so he wants to get the long cooldown out of the way now. Very, very tactical from DJ. I know you guys in Twitch chat are lolling, but it's actually some 5-head moves from him.
So smart. Do that all the time.
I just pulled back. I need to go die again because otherwise, you know, I'm going to have this really long respawn time at a really bad time, so. But his team might need him soon because T1 is smoking up, so. Fine, we're fine.
clear sailing now.
Yeah. Oh. BKB has no blink for a couple of seconds, throws up the Sonic Wave just to push him away. Another blink out, and they catch up again. They've got no blink on Cuckoo for a little bit. The Kisses is there. Armel refreshes his blink, and BKB. Whew, he's out of there, but he had to use a refresher to do it.
Gabby could have got his stun off there. I don't know if he didn't feel like he was close enough. I don't know. Does he have the spell block? Maybe he had spell block. Oh well. Either way, he gets away. Refresher expended, and his BKB. That is like a timing. This is the sort of thing that is so hard in late game Dota, is judging the strength of everyone and what you can do. Because if I'm in a pub, I'm like, oh, Quap use Refresher, Quap has no BKB, go fight again, you know, no BKB. They have their spells up. They're missing Kisses? That's about it.
The thing is, with Spell Prism, BKB's already back up. Like, it's actually got a pretty short cooldown. I mean, 1 minute cooldown. It's relatively short. Refresher, though, a bit big. Fnatic, T1 have that ward that they're playing around. They instantly get vision, though. Kunkka gets jumped. Does get saved by the Astral, though. That'll keep him alive for now. The Sonic Wave catches him as he pops out. He gets the Spear Arena off before he goes down. He's not even dying. He's taking his way through this one. He's going to refresh now as well. He's going to throw up the second Arena onto this Medusa, but the backlines have been gone on. They've lost the OD, so no more saves for Kunkka, who will get finished off. Armel gets the double kill, making sure he gets the support OD, and then they deal with Kunkka later. And that's right as Roche respawns. So Roche number 3, Ags, Blessing, Cheese, and Aegis.
Wow, those punches from DJ, so nice, so nice. I was like, I was punching the air for Kunkka. I was like, what a nice refresher. He like steps out of the arena, so everyone can't get him. Nah, Tusk here punches him. Gets that kill
Ags
really
death
good.
Prophet.
Dire are scanning.
Dag slaps. I never see DP's bite anymore, but I always felt like he was so
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
More damage going to be flying out of this DP. I think going to be feeling pretty good about where this game is at for them now. Another Aegis in hand. They may look to make another move towards the T1 base. They send Raven pushing forward. He's got that Swift Link now as well, playing bootsless. You know, he needs to add himself more bottom lane though. Armel. Oh boy.
Dire's middle tower.
That was a gem as well.
Attack.
Similar scenario to what happened before when he got caught in the jungle, but this time they actually finish him off.
Wow. He didn't get his quick fingers on his BKB that time. That was really good heads up from T1. They just lose the Roche and they're like, okay, well, we have to get out on this map and make pressure somehow. 3 of them instantly run bot. Either you're getting a pick off like that onto Armel, which is really great, best case scenario, or you're shoving in the lane really hard, pressuring to taking that tower, forcing someone to kind of react to it. Because Fnatic, obviously, they want to take advantage of the fact they just got Roche. They want to go walk down a lane. They want to go do something aggressive. They want to be on your side of the map. Like, the natural flow from Roche is to, like, kind of go into the enemy's jungle or whatever and push in top and push in. So, yeah, great move from T1 to just swing bot and
Buy back. Only it's Fnatic who may have an Aegis cheese, but they are avoiding fighting. At least for now. Raven's going to have to TP back to just defend this. It's going to end here as Fnatic with an Aegis in hand, but on the back foot for now. They're waiting for this Queen of Pain to respawn. Armel, a bit of a wake-up call for him there. He's going to be a little bit careful and still respect T1's, you know, pick-off potential. As both teams, like, all these cores are getting essentially 6 levels at this point.
Radiant's bottom
And all the
tower
supports are
is
getting all their
falling.
luxury items. We are well and truly in late-game Dota here.
I think T1's doing all the right things. They put a really nice... Well, they have a really nice ward on that cliff. They didn't place it after the Roche, I think it was the forehand, but they're playing around it. So they feel pretty safe here, unless smoke happens. Fine to just bot. Like, being a little bit cheeky top and trying to shove out the wave. If they can just keep cutting waves, shoving waves, like, look at Carl, he's using a silver edge mid, and he's gonna try to cut a wave there, like... Oh, he messed it up, no!
Don't look at Carl, observer, look away. Look away. Alright, he's got this one. Surely he won't mess it up again, okay.
Yeah. Like, now Fnatic's only play is we're gonna just push in top. Like, your mid is cut, bot is pushing.
Under attack.
T1 are doing the best they can to try and distract them. Like, yo, come on, don't push our base, do something. Like, look at all this pressure on the map.
Kick back, DJ. Push Kunkka in, forces that in the arena, but DJ, that's not how he saw that one going. He thought he was setting up, but instead he's setting up on himself. Banishes there offensively onto the Medusa just to buy some time. The Spear follows it up. Medusa just being hided around. I don't think they actually want to commit onto Raven at this point. But with Tusk dead, they're probably more than happy to take a fight. Fnatic know they've got to be careful about TPing out because they may get picked off on the retreat. So they're going to make sure they do so in a safe position. And looks like that's the end of that push.
Armel showed
Refund
on
their
their
jungle.
face.
Raven may get caught out if he's not careful, but Jabs is nearby. Raven goes in with the silver edge, doing what he can. He still wants to play around this Aegis. Still has a minute left on it, so Jabs running in with the exorcism on the backlines here. Jabs has done a good job finding the supports, but with Wraith King Gabby showing up, Jabs may just have to turn and run. He's in trouble with his BKB wearing off in the second here. Jabs, he gets instantly speared away. He gets speared out, but the torrent hitting him though. Gets healed back up a little bit by the Ascenic Step. He still ends up going down. The fleet flying on through as well. Armel doing some good damage with the Sonic Wave. They've killed the Wraith King once, but I don't think they can do so twice. As Fnatic are dropping, losing their supports as well as Jabs, and Armel needs to blink out. He's still got a BKB, but he's being chainsawned up. The torrent is there, and T1 have demolished this team fight.
Dude, I'm grinning. I'm just grinning. Did you watch Medusa in that fight? It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's being kited.
He doesn't have boots. So when Carl used his boat on him, it hit him, and then the next boat also hit him because he's not fast enough to get out of the radius of it. So he's just getting boated and boated. Then he like slithers over slowly into the fight, uses ult. Everyone just like looks away from him and doesn't care. He's just fighting. Like poor Raven actually.
Not just boost, but the BKB was in the backpack too. So Raven still has a 9-second BKB, but yeah, the kiting is very real.
They just completely ignored him.
Yeah. I guess the good news is I think he's got the Hag's Blessing now, so can buy out a Rapier. If Raven wants to forgo having buyback, Rapier is a consideration. They get Carl into the base here using those kicks. Carl is in too deep. And that's why they have this tusk. The tusk with the Warrior's Kick, the Acceptor, is so good when you're defending high ground. It's perhaps not as good when you're pushing the enemy high ground, but when you're on the back foot, it's so nice when you can push the enemy out of position into your base.
Love it. Positioning spells are so good. It's like nothing feels worse than getting like punch hooked when you're trying to push high ground. You're just under the tier 4s, just kick to the exact same.
Ready for a fight.
Kick so 1400 distance, pretty nutty.
Yeah. It's like there's nothing you can do. I mean, doesn't it pierce speaking? Yeah, so like doesn't matter what you do, you're just getting kicked out of a fight as a carry, getting kicked into a base, like ow.
And then even if you BKB, there's this like Scotty Medusa who's slowing you. And speaking of Medusa, buys out the Rapier. So as Rapier doesn't have buyback here, but Raven doesn't seem to care. He's not died, well, let's say in a long time, he's not died the entire game. 2-0-6, Raven to dish out a chunk of damage now with a Rapier.
I mean, he hasn't died, but he's not killing that much either when they just that last fight. It's sad life for Medusa. Swift Blink at least helps a little. Looking just push up again. Keep on doing what they've been doing all game. They shove in bot.
Willing to go high ground, put Raven's life on the line with that Rapier with no buyback. He'll have it buyback soon, just 500 gold short. So once he kills these racks, they have it, and they're just giving up these racks. Without Kunkka alive, they don't want to use that buyback. They will take killing racks. We'll have to address the bottom lane being pushed in by skeletons, but it seems like Fnatic are going to be happy to just kind of fall back and accept just the one melee racks, which at this stage of the game, getting one racks is pretty insignificant.
Bounty!
New treasures.
Wraithing gets such a nice cleave talent now at 20. He actually just has anyways.
Wraith King himself.
They're all good. I mean, 5 items.
Yeah. Luckily, there's no more Ballista for Medusa. That's gone.
That's true.
But like an Apex or something. Mirror Shield. Oh my god, that item is back.
Yeah, I feel like Pirate Hat is like so amazing for like Fnatic, because Jakiro and Tusk with items is so horrible.
See if we get there first. Fnatic is smoking up, looking to make their next move. Roshan respawning in 15 seconds. Both teams constantly checking that one, knowing that respawn at any time. Do what he can to push out this mid lane, and both teams gonna have to play around that Roche, which is spawning a second. So
I really want to see Jakiro with items this game. I feel like Jakiro, like, because we've been seeing loads more offlane Jakiro.
yes, yeah.
And they go like the Witchblades and stuff, but something I think is amazing is Gags. Macro Pyre lasting for an extra 20 seconds and piercing BKB, like it is a lot of damage, and it becomes pure. It absolutely destroys it. If you're a support and stand in that for like even a few seconds.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Front lines doing what he can. Wraith King helped that actually blinks onto the high ground. Okay, there's a 4-star. Well, that's to say that could have been disaster for him. Kunkka pulling Raven in, using that tidal wave. True waterbender at this point.
Doesn't matter.
Stay there, down.
Okay. 60 seconds without it. Fnatic seem unfazed as they go into the Roshan pit. Meanwhile, Armel's Poppy's being stunned up. He gets chain stunned and bursts it down. Does have buyback. Meanwhile, Fnatic looks to finish off Roshan. They commit extra but there's the detection. They don't see him. He's invised up. They need some detection. The Nuzzle, the hero is not in range. And jumping in is Gabby. They pull back everyone. Gabby's just melted to the exit, but he's trying to heal his way through this one, but he doesn't bring down the Death Prophet in time. Jab's kept alive with the Ice Blast too. They're controlling up the Wraith King here. Punch him into the air. The Sonic Wave as well. Getting him nice and low. Can they finish him off with the Medusa with the Rapier? They kill him a second time. Can they get him a third? Gabby, he's back alive once more. He's charging forward. He's managed to hold on to his Rapier. He's trying to get himself out of this one, but he's being controlled, and he's going to drop a Rapier. Raven now with double Rapier on the Medusa. They do have buybacks on the T1 side. So despite Aegis being taken by Fnatic, they haven't quite cinched the deal just yet. But what a play from the Wraith King to go charging in and lose his Rapier. That is not what T1 wanted.
That's a little bit too far. I feel so bad for Carl. He went into the pit to get the Aegis, but he dropped his BKB, but then he got stone formed from Raven's ult and he couldn't pick it up. That's why he didn't get it.
Dire's middle barracks.
It just looked like he was standing there AFK, but he was just
They may just get mega creeps off of this. Wraith King not buying back just yet. To maybe cross his fingers that they don't force the throne here, but he will have to buy back to maybe stop the mega creeps from being claimed. Spear Raven in, but he's still got Aegis in hand. Now they're going to look to commit onto this Medusa. Queen of Pain comes in looking to save the day. There's the first step on the Medusa. She's got the Aegis, so they're going to try and kill her a second time. DJ kicks the Mars away, stopping the arena from coming into play, but Medusa inside the arena is fully healthy though, so they just don't have the damage to deal with Raven, and looks like Fnatic may just decide to disengage and not force his push just now. The double Rapier is nice and all, but unfortunately that means Medusa has to forgo some of these defensive items. Yeah, I was about to say, Manta and Scotty both in the backpack. Wants the double BKB, so he's holding onto the refresher for now. We're gonna look to go for these mega creeps. Refresher for 18 seconds. They go for the spear, but Raven just BKBs. Plays it safe. BKB plus Stone Gaze has a refresher, which he may have to use here as well if they chase. Ice Path. Oh, no, sorry. Jewel Breath for now, and Januel on the front lines just making sure they retreat. The Mega Creeps claim. Fnatic happy to play it cool. They TP themselves back to their side of the map. TP back to Fountain. Feeling like this game is in their control.
Nice heads up by Medusa. He's like, okay, you pinned me to Rax a few times this game. Now I'm just gonna BKB preemptively. Really all Kunkka try and do. I thought it was funny when DJ kicked him out of the base, and then Medusa's respawn, like links into where Kunkka was, and that's when he got his arena off in that last fight. I thought it was gonna go so much worse, but T1 unfortunately didn't have any spells or items to be on it, so.
Are scanning.
Play here. Raven actually sold his Manta. He's like, I've just got too many items. I'm going to sell this Manta. Now he has buyback. So imagine that was somewhat calculated for him to get the buyback money for a potential, you know. He may die and lose his rapiers, but he's got items to slot in to replace them. Won't be quite as scary without. To pick them right back up.
I think if Gabby can get one of the rapiers, she has none. I think she as long as she has none. If she gets one back, it's all good.
Perhaps importantly, Armel. Sort of Armel almost has an Aeon Disc. Aeon Disc, I mean, he's been getting jumped on and they attempt to burst him a few times, so this Aeon Disc could really help out his game.
Yeah, he has the spell block, but it doesn't really help against Mars. It's not targeted. I'm glad they nerfed the cooldown now, so it's goes up to 165 second cooldown after like 5 uses. 4 uses, sorry.
Why is abusable? Bars illusions, but Fnatic just playing it slow, playing it safe, playing around some of their vision. Another T1 ward though on the other cliff above the Roshan pit, which they haven't taken out just yet, but I just feel like they may even be considering just waiting out Roshan. Got quite a ways to wait, at least 3 minutes, but they show no signs of trying to push and take the enemy base right now.
It's so sad being in T1's position after spend this time just talking about how you're gonna do. Want to take your fights outside the base. If you take them inside the base, how do you take them? Like, what can you do? Is there a situation where you can keep the base and make a play? Have pretty good lane shove on your hero, Kunkka, and great team can out, but then it's like, okay, well, Fnatic can be set up on any of these lanes and kill us. Ooh. And it's so hard to get out when
you still have a gem. Yeah, Jakiro still playing with this gem now, so making it so that getting any vision up for T1 is just so tricky, and they don't really have any other good ways to scout stuff out. No summons or anything to, you know, send out. Fnatic, who are just controlling this cliff by the Roshan pit. And they've got a long time to still wait for this Roshan, but what they are waiting for as well, 60 minutes. We're getting there. Surely there's not a game to sign by in the next 30 seconds. It's happening.
Fnatic are making this play because they know it's 60 minutes. They know if T1 want to get their neutral aims in their triangle, so they're starting to deward it now. They're going to be able to play inside it. Maybe they can take a good fight.
Find yourselves with 60-minute items while denying your enemy. Like it. You want to have a ward on their cliff around their ancients. So we'll see. 60-minute hits. Fnatic instantly looking to jump these ancients. They're waiting for someone to go farm them. It's Cuckoo there, but now blinking in. Has a BKB if needed, but just forcing some action here. Oh my god, Gabby just melted. The double raking Medusa shredded through him. Forces a BKB to dodge the ice path, and boy, serious damage coming out as lead out here, but no items being claimed just yet. But on the front lines, actually preemptively jumps the gun with his BKB, perhaps.
If an enemy is within a certain proximity of you and you kill a camp, they can't drop neutral aims, so no one gets any.
There's the first one, though. An Apex comes out. Fnatic side. It's like a potentially juicy Medusa item, but also then gets a Stygian Desolator, so which way she wants to go. It looks like she's going for the Apex.
Going for your own ancients is a noob move. When you're in T1's position, I've seen previous teams in the past be in this position, they just, one of their players just like smokes or blinks or whatever to the enemy ancients and takes it. Because they know that the enemy will take theirs.
Walked off. Kunkka finds a Seer Stone. I'm not sure where he even found those neutrals, but take what he can get. Knives coming out.
I have bunching for you.
Seer Stone. Ping. Did they kill a neutral? Is that what happened? No. Oh no, OD got the Seer Stone. So both teams with the...
Seer Stone is perfect for OD. What a nice I am. So happy.
Bad for Jakiro.
Yeah, that's sad. No one wants that.
Radiant are scattered.
Oh. Okay, TP out. We lost some time. Stalemate continues. Roshan will respawn. Okay, so all this, you know, a lot of action around these 6-minute items, and Fnatic say, we're not really fine. We're still just waiting for Roshan. Roach number 4. So yeah, Ags and Refresher.
Little treasures.
Where some of these supports, I mean, at this point, I think everyone's going to have an Ags. Jakiro is the only one on Fnatic who doesn't have one, so that's a happy Jakiro.
He's in a long play. He didn't want to buy himself because he knew at 62 minutes it was his. I mean, we could even see someone else take the Ags and be like, nah, I gotta eat this, man. I gotta free him small. And Husky's like, yes, this is my Ags. Never mind.
Blinking in before he's like, no. You guys stay away. I've worked hard to earn this one.
Next up, Zhao, get a refresher, my friend.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Macropyre is... Fortunately, level 20 didn't get the Macropyre damage, although rightfully so, I think. That's extra stun duration makes a bit more sense.
Just a little. Now they have to just figure out on Fnatic how they want to try and close this game out. I think everyone in this game has a buyback. So we could see the absolute craziest team fight of all time, potentially.
Another crazy item is the X-Smash. So we're seeing like double, triple BKBs. Whoa! Kunkka gets kicked way out of there into the Fnatic team. Do Fnatic have the damage to kill him off? You've got to imagine they do with Raven's Medusa, getting him low here. The team kicked almost too far away. They do finally bring him down. They had to work for it though, and the enemy base is the Jab's death problem. He's being banished up, and without a BKB, he's got cheese now to play around. Has a blink out in a second, eats the cheese. Jab's still alive. They couldn't finish him off, and now Kunkka has to buy back just to try and defend the base. Raven going forward, looking for the tier 4 towers. Can they deal with this Medusa? Make it stop. Make it stop. It's another one. They're not done. Poor Carl getting kicked back in. The punches, the kicks. MMA style coming out from DJ's tusk, and Raven just going charging forward with the Medusa. They've lost DJ, who will instantly buy back in the enemy base with the second exorcism now. They've also got a third one if need be with a refresher shard. Do they look to try and force this one? Medusa is in deep under the tier 4 tower, getting speared in the throat here. Has the Aegis, won't have a second way of getting through this one. Jab is getting low on the death prophet as well, still alive, gets chipped away, gets killed off in the end as Armel making his mark known on this game. He charges in, gets a great sonic wave off. He's zoning them back into the fountain, allowing them to maybe focus some of these buildings here. But Medusa wants to play it safe, is backed off as they finish off Gabby's racing. Force out a buyback from him. Cuckoo's looking for another play in the front lines. Can't spear anybody in. Doesn't have an arena for 7 seconds as well as Armel, perhaps a little bit out of juice, has taken out the Snapfire here. Just the one hero dead. Great ice path, catches out two though. As they go in, jump the backlines here. They want this OD, want to stop these astral saves. Kunkka catches the torrent as well as the torrent stop. Armel getting brought low, but the Aeolus will bail him out for now. Another boat comes flying through, but that's going to be off the mark as the arena does finally come back up, but none of the Fnatic heroes get caught inside of him. Instead, it's Kunkka who gets kicked out once again. His DJ Tusk is just constantly moving them out of position, and while all that